Hey everybody, this is Movie Versus Prequel episode. This is the podcast in defense of bad movies. My name is Tyler Lamb, and fucking Yucks McGucks over here next to me.
I was just thinking of how funny it would be if you started, if you were just like, "Welcome to Movie Versus," and "Fuck you, Kenzie."
Yeah,
right out the bat.
Just very like, oh, okay.
We'll touch more on that later. Yeah, that was Charlie Pixley. That
No, that was Steve.
What?
And Steve Janik is with me as well.
Yes, I am.
on this prequel episode, like every other prequel episode, movies are going to be assigned. Along with that, I know that I just like pretty much burped into the mic. I didn't even turn away.
Not even a little. Did you try?
We also, Charlie, I don't think you've seen it yet, but Steve and I saw it.
I will be seeing it this Friday.
Okay.
And
so we are going to spoil it thoroughly for
yeah,
you
exactly.
throughout the course of
so
this
we're going to
episode.
talk about that a tiny bit. I think that the Disaster Artist trailer just came out. I figured we'd touch on that a little
really?
bit.
I haven't watched it
Oh, you
yet.
haven't? Okay, cool. Maybe we'll watch it when we're doing trailers
I've
for the
just
other
been
stuff.
like, work, and
Fucking loser.
memes on my phone.
Work. Isn't that a song?
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly how it goes, too.
I bet you nobody's made that joke. It's probably in the song.
Jamaican
I'm
jerk,
pretty
jerk.
sure it is. Actually, so far I think that's the only thing that hasn't been in the song. I know one of them is like digging in the dirt. Because I remember hearing that song and I think I almost crashed because I was just staring at my radio in a stupor.
And you wanted to end your life because you knew you would never hear anything so good.
Yeah, I had to end it right then because there is where I needed to move on.
Exactly. So with all that pre-sizz, which is short for sizzle, if for those not in the biz, which is short for business,
or even for those in the biz because no one uses that.
Steve, you're going to be assigning the movies today. I believe you have
I do.
You have pieces of paper in a hat. Those are large pieces of paper as well.
Hey,
They are.
Apologies. I do have some congestion, so if I sound kind of nasally, that's why.
And for those of you who aren't in the biz, I was going to explain the actual process.
Quit listening.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
no,
insiders only.
For those
Yeah,
of,
how did you get access to this?
for those of you who don't know, the whole movie picking thing is then two people are going to watch those movies and tell a third person about those movies, and that person, who is me this time,
Yeah.
will decide which one of those movies sounds better.
I guess it has been a while since we've explained the format of the show.
That's true.
And no, it just feels so weird not Tyler doing it.
Well, I mean,
Halfway through, I was like, "Oh man, I've been way too deep."
I have totally forgotten. So yeah, that's what happens. Also, I had a joke about the nasal thing, but I forgot it. Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome, listeners.
I don't know.
New listeners
At this point,
let's
let's workshop something new. Nasal. It sounds like anal.
Does it? Does it?
Sex with your nose. Guys, I'm writing this all down like I do.
For
your
future
nose.
use.
Yeah.
Toucan Sam, 3 Ys radio.
And it all comes back together.
Flawlessly, I might add.
Also, yeah, I mean, we had a contest. Charlie put on a little contest we'll mention later about the winner and all that jazz. All that jizz. I don't know why I thought that was. I thought about saying it right away, and then I didn't. That's why I giggled. And then I was like, "Fuck it!" Now I have to say it.
Yeah, you had to. You just had to.
So Steve, you're assigning movies. We have to go see them, and then we will try to defend these movies on our.
Oh crap! I
forgot to pick movies. Those are actually just.
I picked movies. I forgot to check if they were relevant on the Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
God.
like our
you
thing.
would think they probably.
I'm
if
not-
you're assuming they are.
I'm assuming. Like I don't.
All right. So first up is the movie It.
No. So
next is The Godfather Part 2.
So here's what I did. I typed in John Cusack into Netflix and then just picked 6 of those movies.
Okay.
Wow.
Pairing them together. There
Come
were
on,
only
Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
There were-
He's in that for like 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
There
for
were
I think
only-
the very end or something.
there were only 6 movies. I had never heard of any of them. I'm assuming they probably make
Ooh,
it.
1408.
No.
I'm pretty sure that's positive on Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn.
Should you want me
Because
to check
I
real quick?
actually just read a. If you, we can banter while you look it up on your phone.
You actually just read.
No, never mind. I'll just do it on my phone.
I just read a Rotten Tomatoes like list. It was Stephen King's movies rated.
Okay.
And 1408 was surprisingly, because I thought I remembered when I saw that it being kind of boring, but
I've
apparently
never seen it.
I saw it once, but I mean I was younger and all that. So how's
I mean, as long as we're talking about it and Stephen King movies, we
About
can talk.
what?
We can talk. We can talk about the awesome scenes that were removed that were in the book that are not in either of the movies.
I was gonna make a joke about that later on.
Okay.
About the
Okay.
So do you want me to wait or do you want me to
No,
bring it up right now?
we can wait on it then. That's
I mean,
fine.
now it's not going to be
I'd
as
like to read
impactful.
the book, but it has been out for a long time.
I actually
okay.
think that's something that I'm going to pick up soon. Like, just rewatching this, seeing this movie and everything, I'm like, man, I mean, and seeing all the stuff that how, like, there actually was a lot taken out and a lot. Yeah, I mean, I could see myself going in on this book and doing whatever. I've never properly read a Stephen
Book?
King.
Ever.
Just
Ever.
anything. I've never properly read. No, Stephen King book. I've read like parts of The Shining. I read part of 11/23/60 or 11/22/63. I forget
Whatever.
the title of that book.
God, it's taking me so long to. Okay, this one's good.
Okay.
If you want to like build up momentum, read that short story he
Edge
wrote about.
and-
No, read that short story he wrote about the machines coming to life. What did we see?
Oh wait,
He said it was like a page and a half long.
yeah, that's right. Oh, we didn't read that. It's called
We didn't read it, but we saw the movie.
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, dude, I love that movie.
It's
Apparently,
terrible.
That
it's
movie's
a couple,
so bad.
It's a couple pages long. The short story.
Apparently. Yeah, Charlie's actually featured on that episode of How Did This Get Made?
Don't listen to them though; they suck. We're way better.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely better than professional comedians.
Oh no, does that make us actually professional comedians then?
All we need to do
So
is
good,
release.
our product is priceless.
Yeah, all we need to do is release one episode that somebody has to pay for, and if they pay for it, then bam, we're
Yep.
pros. We're no longer amateurs.
True.
I mean,
Your
thumbs are so fucking slow.
no, it's my phone that's so slow.
It's his brain. It's his motor functions that are so slow. He doesn't properly register. He had a lot of trouble in kindergarten. Steve, you know what?
no.
Let's just draw the.
It's crazy that you're trying
No,
to
no,
become
no.
a surgeon.
Yeah.
There was one that didn't
In
show
the
up.
military.
There was one that didn't show
Was he
up. So I'm
Hawkeye?
assuming it's fine. Ooh, this one was close, but it appears that we're good on everything. I'm gonna check one last time for the other one.
Oh, great. So it's going to be a fucking blowout. One's at 59%. The other one's at 2.
The ones had one review.
The other one is not found, but we can
Okay.
we can take that set out. I think
That's
that was the
fine.
one that I was like the least excited for.
Maybe we'll
anyway.
hear them both.
Jesus, how large did you write these names?
Okay, we're taking one of my. Okay, so
Okay,
the
then
one
what
that
was it?
the one that we're
How
taking
many are
out.
there?
It was there are still two slips left.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, because I paired them up
So you had
like we
3?
did before. I had 3 sets of 2.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't.
3 in
Yeah,
there. He's
yeah.
going to assign them up.
Yeah,
But, I mean, we
that's
can still
why
drop
that's why
them.
these are bigger because
what's
it's
taken
got you
out?
now.
what was taken out was We Are Not Animals
Never heard of
versus
it.
Adult World.
Yeah.
I have heard of that.
Is that
I
a
think.
Cool World spinoff?
Yes. No. Adult World is a story about Emma Roberts, lead actress in Nerve. She wants to be a poet and is working at an adult, like an adult toy shop, and is trying to become a poet. And she's like kind of fawning over John Cusack, who is one of her favorite
Is she
poets.
is she aware of the fact that she is wanting to be a poet?
And she did know it. Is that,
Yes.
I
Is
is
stand
that where that
correct-
was going?
No, I was going to
Yes.
say I have not heard of that movie then.
So we're taking, and then
I would remember that.
And then We Are Not Animals is about an actor who kind of is over, basically Jim Carrey, who's like snapped and decides to go to Argentina to, I guess, engage in some sort of philosophical social experiment sort of thing. So like these are both like
Joseph
weird.
Mengele.
Yeah. So these were both kind of like more like weird artsy existentialist type things.
Yeah, they
that
sound terrible.
That I kind of didn't want to do, but like. But they fit together in the John Cusack theme. And also, it seemed like Emma Roberts was more of the star of Adult World, so that was also kind of a strike against it.
Are we picking just one slip of paper?
Yeah, one slip of paper is the verses.
Okay.
Because I have both titles on it.
Okay. Wait. So are you gonna pick it then? Or are you just
Yes.
gonna? Okay. Randomly. I got you.
So
he's moving.
So do you want me to go? Do you want me to go through the movies first, or do you want me to like go through?
No, just randomly randomly pick it and tell us what we got.
Do we have the veto option? If we both think that's shit.
I don't know. Let's wait and
Let's see what it
see.
is first. So yes, then.
Steve's pulling a paper out and he's unfolding it. It's a full leaf of paper.
Yes, it is. You guys got Drive Hard versus The Bagman.
Jesus Christ, I've never heard of it. It just sounds like Walk Hard.
Oh, I'm thinking
and
Drive Angry.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
No,
And I've walked hard.
these movies.
And you've seen that.
Okay, so Drive Hard is he's a retired race car driver turned driving instructor turned wheelman for a notorious thief.
Okay, I don't want the synopsis of either of these movies anymore.
And the bag.
I mean, like we can pick them and watch the trailer based off the
okay.
name at this point. I don't know.
Okay, and then the other one's the Bagman. Do you want the other one? Are we doing a?
Let's
doing
just
a pass
hear the
play?
other one. I like those two names together. Let's see what this is. I've never heard of either of those movies though.
This set is the Numbers Station and The Factory.
The name of the movie is The Numbers Station.
I think it's just Numbers Station.
And then the factory. That sounds boring.
Yeah, I like Bagman and
All right, okay.
Drive Hard.
yeah, Drive Hard.
Okay, so now that you've
Because I mean, I do that every morning.
yeah. So now
God damn it, Steve.
Oh, why did I even say walk hard? I meant to say drive harder.
well now I'm going to have you guys each reach in and grab one, and then that will be your movie for
Okay.
this week.
Go for it.
All right. Okay. And looks like
Damn it.
Which you can drive hard.
Bagman.
Okay.
I was gonna say it looks like I'm,
So
I'm
before
gonna be-
before we go into the trailers, I'm pretty sure the Bagman is like a what is that movie where all the assassins try to kill Jeremy Piven?
Piven Assassins. I don't know. That's the best name I could come up with.
No,
know.
it's God.
Is it
Are they
Because
assassins?
the second
It's spelled
one's called
ARI,
Assassin's
like,
Ball. Like the first one has like a ton of big names in it.
I have no idea.
13 Assassins.
No. We're just gonna
13
go
going on 30
No, we're
Assassins.
gonna watch these trailers, and I'm gonna think of this fucking movie while we're watching
Assassin's
the trailers.
Club.
It's not any of these.
Paul Blart True
No, it's
Stories
just-
of Being an Assassin or whatever
No,
that movie is called.
I
Just
wish
pull
it
up,
was
pull up the freaking trailers, you morons.
It looks good though.
It does.
It keeps looking better.
Did that have a release date on it or no? Or just coming
I don't
soon?
remember. Yeah, off the top of my head. By the way, we're not talking about any of the trailers for the movies
Oh, hell
we're
no.
having to see. We were talking about the Disaster Artist trailer.
And Dave Franco looks so much like Greg Sestero.
Yeah, he actually does.
I didn't think he really looked like him until he grew the beard or applied the beard. I don't
So-
know. It's Hollywood magic.
So, those trailers, eh?
And the movie I was thinking of with Jeremy Piven was Smoking Aces.
That was
Gotcha.
close. And
Yep.
so the Bagman has Robert De Niro.
And I like how he
Yes,
does
it does.
who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who is this person that you believe that you are talking to? Surely
Is it myself?
It cannot be me. And then my movie.
I don't understand the reference.
And then my movie has the fucking Punisher in it.
Correct.
Nobody told me that.
Yes.
So
Yes, John Bernthal is in your film.
No,
it's
Thomas
Thomas
Jane
Jane
himself.
the real Punisher.
oh man. So yeah, my movie's about a dude that drives while erect.
Yep.
And then Charlie's movie is about a guy who has sex with a lot of women, but he always puts bags on their faces.
That is
because
not,
they're all ugly women,
No.
and so they call him the
Stop
bag
it.
man because
not
he's
happening.
notorious.
No, Robert De Niro is some sort of mob person and wants him to pick up.
Whoa, dude, he's really broadening his horizons. His acting chops.
I mean, he's phoning it in at this point. He was in that movie. He's clearly phoning it in.
It did look like he just filmed one scene in a cornfield and then the rest in that like mansion, and then he's done.
Yeah.
Probably like 3 days on set.
And then this studio found that footage and they're splicing it into this movie.
The movies that you guys turned down was Number Station is a CIA plot. Like the Number Station is a CIA safe house where they like do some kind of CIA or FBI type work, and then someone's coming after them at their station, so they have to like run and not die. And The Factory is he's playing a cop looking for a serial killer, and his child goes missing while he's chasing the serial killer.
I thought you were gonna say.
So it's not near like the movies aren't as bad as they sound by the title.
I thought you were gonna say that in The Factory he works at a factory where they make
cheese sandwiches.
No, CIA safe houses.
So well, the way you described it, I don't know why, but in my head I took it literally, in that like he's physically chasing down a killer, and he gets a call like your child's missing. He's like, oh shit! He has to deal with
now.
That. He
The
has to
stakes
deal
have
with
never
that
been higher.
while in pursuit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's one of those movies where it is real time.
So what's the reason why you went with John Cusack movies? Just for funsies?
No, I really like John Cusack. He's part of my favorite trilogy from the early 2000s, the Itty movies, Serendip, High Fidel, and Ident. Itty.
Identity is like in 2000 something though.
2000. Yeah, my favorite movie of the early 2000s.
Oh, I thought those other two came out in like the 80s.
No,
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity came out in Serendipity came out in 2000. High Fidelity came out in 2002 or 2003.
Isn't that the one where he holds the fucking boombox?
No, that's Say
Anything.
Oh, I thought that was Serendipity. Okay.
No.
Yeah, gotcha. Identity's pretty good. At least it was when I watched it.
I liked all three of those movies actually. Serendipity is a movie about him. He like tries to get with this girl and she's like, no, or he tries to get her number, and as she's giving him her number, it like flies away on the wind, and he's like, oh damn, that sucks. Well, write it down again. And she's like, no, that meant something, and like walks off. And the rest of the movie, he's like trying to get her number still. It's a very weird movie, but I still enjoy it.
And then he ends up going to a house that the mailbox he can communicate with the tenant from 10 years in the past.
That's not even him.
Yeah, that's Keanu Reeves.
I know. I was just thinking about a piece of paper. I don't know why it made me think of that. I was going with either that or like then one day he goes into a bookstore and finds the same piece of paper inside of a.
And then High Fidelity. It's about him. Him and going through like relationship woes, and then him going back over like the old relationships in his past. Mm-hmm. And then Identity is
that's a remake of that Matthew McConaughey one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we I don't know what you guys want to do next. What do you want to? Let's talk about it for a little bit here for a second. But I'm seeing Drive Hard and Charlie's seeing The Bag Man.
Yeah.
Just reiterate that. John Cusack movies. And Steve, we saw it. Charlie, have you ever seen the miniseries before, or have you?
I believe so, but I think it's been a long time.
Okay.
But I'm still familiar.
Well,
with
the miniseries.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, the miniseries is pretty shit. Like Tim Curry is good, and I think like Seth Green's in it. Who's the guy? John Ritter, I think, might be in it too.
Yeah.
Oh
he
wow.
is.
But it's like one of those. It's what makes me worried about the next It movie, just because
It's
the best
when the adults happen.
Yeah, the best part of the miniseries was the first half. Like then the second half got like it was. I mean, I'm not saying the first half was amazing, but out of the two,
think the child, like the kid half,
was a lot stronger.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I haven't read the book or anything, and
So
this
split it
movie,
into three
I
parts.
thought this movie was pretty good. After thinking about it more, I know Charlie, we talked about it for a little bit, and I think Steve, we talked about it for a little bit off cast already. But I don't think it's a particularly like. I mean, personally, it's not a particularly scary movie. Like
I'm a bitch, and I was fine.
I don't think that it's there are things that are like kind of they do imagery that's kind of creepy, but I think it's one of those like horror movies where you more like are appreciating what they're doing and how they're doing it and how it's coming. Because there's we're not going to spoil anything, especially because you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But the scene, I know you've seen the trailers. The scene when they're looking at the slideshow projector or whatever. The way that scene is done, I really, really liked that. Like that's probably one of my favorite scenes of the movie. Just the way what Pennywise does and how. And then when they go into the house for the first time, that was a really well done scene. And of course, like the child actors did really good.
I think all the scenes where like kind of their first run-ins with Pennywise, I think all of them were really well done.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where there might have been some problems with the pacing, though. And I know that I might have mentioned this to you already, Charlie.
I don't think so.
But both I saw it with my girlfriend, and she thought that it felt a little long as well. And I think that it felt slow at points because of the fact that it was doing the. And this is no fault to the movie. It was doing the horror trope of you do a slow build up until the scary part. Like everything's kind of quiet. Characters are building suspense. But they do that.
They do it they have to do it like 7 times.
Yeah, they do it consecutively.
Gotcha.
So like you watch this slow build up to a scary thing or suspenseful thing, cut to another slow build up and they do that.
It's back to back for all of them.
It felt just about
pretty
it was
close.
back to back, and they didn't. And it wasn't all of them because they, you see some, and then they introduce another character.
They do like 2 or 3, and then they kind of do a little bit of intermediate build up, and then they do like 3 more.
Yeah,
should have done it in a montage.
Yeah, exactly, with some goofy music like Benny Hill.
Yakety sax.
The old Boots Randolph.
And I thought that Pennywise was like Bill. The Skarsgård was really good. He did some like legitimately kind of funny stuff. Like murder the child. No, I'm kidding.
He dabs.
Yeah, he does. He dabs on him real hard.
That's why they're so terrified.
He dabs them into oblivion.
He's already irrelevant.
Actually,
that's how they defeat him. Actually, they're like, "You're so lame."
I had
memes
some
aren't even
friend
fresh.
I was talking to some friends about it today, and they were like, we came home from class on Friday, and there was just one red balloon like caught in a tree in our neighborhood, and we were real fucked up about it.
So yeah, I wonder if somebody else had seen that movie and tried to fuck with you, or Pennywise is real.
Yep.
We gotta
the
weigh
literal only option.
We gotta weigh our options.
But I mean, yeah, we were talking about. I'm really bummed that they did leave out that child gangbang that's in the book.
That is one that I've heard about.
or what about the forced blowjob from the bullies?
Yeah, or the
have not heard of that one.
The having sex with the sheep or the lamb or whatever.
That I did not know about.
Yeah, the bully apparently has sex with one of them because he's probably like, "Oh, guys, this is hilarious! Look,
how is that?"
Nobody else is there.
Yeah,
he's crying the whole time.
The child sex thing is kind of weird.
Yep.
I like the more I've
it
like
probably should always be.
The more I've
Good point.
The more I've read about it. I understand what Stephen King was like trying to get across with it, but also
carefully.
I've heard one of the things I read said it was like 10 pages worth of it, and I was like,
oh god,
yeah, and I was like, okay, he may have gone a little bit too deep into this.
Like I feel like when that happens, if he was writing it, he should have been like, maybe we should age these kids up a bit. like if he wasn't planning on doing it and he's just writing and he's like, oh, maybe they should do like a group sex scene. Like maybe they should no longer be 13.
They walked through a magic portal that added 10 years to all their ages.
Well, that was also part of it though, was like this whole going into adulthood and dealing with like everything they just dealt with and like still trying to stay connected and all that stuff. So like I understand the symbolic purpose of it, but yeah, apparently like it's really detailed.
Perhaps it was done in poor taste.
Yeah, and like also they're in like a sewer, and there's no mention of any contraception.
I hear
King is
I hear
fucked up.
I hear there might also be a dead person there, like Georgie's dead body might be there.
His arm is just floating. Jeez, yeah.
Because I don't know exactly what happened, but when I've heard it described, they say like group sex scene in a sewer, necrophilia is involved.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that they.
That's different than a dead body just being present.
Yeah, that's a lot
involved.
That is a lot. Well, they pick up that arm.
You got a Dutch rudder yourself with your dead brother's severed arm.
Well, shit, you said it first, Steve. That wasn't one of us this time.
Damn it!
I mean, obviously, I'm glad they didn't put it in the movie. Like people,
So very glad.
Yeah, people are like surprised or shocked. I don't know. It's something that's like, okay, there's no way
you have to be true to the source material.
Well, there's no way that they would have been able to put something like that in the movie and it be able to, even if they did it like just perfectly, it still would just be really weird to visual, like to actually see be visualized. And
yeah, I'm totally on board with that not being something I want to view.
yeah, and I mean,
For the FBI list alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny if everybody in the theater, like as they're leaving, they're being told you are now on a watch list.
No, I didn't even know.
That's what they all say.
But I did it.
But
You
yeah.
wouldn't download it, would you?
There were apparently some cool, like if you're a Stephen King fan, there are apparently some cool references to like the Stephen King verse or whatever. Like
the car drove them down, like ran them down.
They had a gigantic dog that.
Yeah, there was a giant dog.
They do just call it the Stephen Kingdom, right?
Oh shit, they should.
That'd be the best.
But no, there was I don't know if you remember this, Steve. There's literally like I'd forgotten about it because it's one of those lines that seemed weird when it was said, because it's like,
Here's Johnny.
well, no, it was like they're swimming in a little like creek or something, and the kid's like, oh, I just felt a turtle on my foot or something. They all kind of
Yeah.
like freak out a little bit, but then immediately are like, well, anyway, and it's never apparently like that's a reference to this creature that is like apparently the
god
god,
turtle.
the god of all like Stephen King
Universe.
stuff. Yeah, and he in the book apparently he kind of like watches like everything from a distance, like doesn't really interact. He kind of guides the kids a little bit, but doesn't. And yeah, so.
I mean, like it was kind of a weird thing, but it was also just kind of like maybe they were like, kids do kids things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Dude, I had this great improv of like this turtle on my foot. They kept it in the movie. Everybody loved it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about an improv.
We were
that you
just
like,
riffing.
Yeah, we were just riffing back.
Yeah, you thought Tyler was
Yeah,
talking about a
like-
class he took.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was like, Tyler, it's not an improv if you like wrote it down.
What? So I've never improved in my
No,
life.
I thought you were.
planned it so well.
I thought you were about to tell us this great improv that you were doing for this, and I was like, Tyler, that's a planned bit.
So yeah, go.
For those of you not in
if
the
if
biz.
you were interested to see the movie, if you're into horror movies or whatever, go see it.
They're not
It's-
listening,
it's-
Steve.
It's,
Yeah, like-
it's fine. It's good.
I was gonna say, like, if you're not into that sort of thing, it's not like an everybody must see. But if you're into that sort of thing, I would definitely check it
I'll
out.
watch it again. Like it's a movie
Yeah.
that I can see myself watching again. And then so I don't know
Was
if
it in 3D or no?
no, which
Oh
is
God, please no.
It's not, but there was a shot. I don't know if you remember this. There was a shot in the movie where I
mean,
thought,
there were a lot of good shots that I think could have been 3D.
Yeah, it looked
that
like-
also.
throwing knives at the screen.
No.
Yeah, they kept
I-
going. Whoa!
I feel like there were a lot of scenes that would have done well in 3D without it feeling like, like a kids movie where they
Yeah.
like clearly just like shoot silly string at the screen to like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Or Friday the 13th 3D, where it is just like literally poking a pole like at the.
Yeah.
I have seen that in 3D.
But there was. I feel like there was a shot near the beginning of Pennywise doing something that it really did look like he was like that was shot in 3D, like the way it seemed like he was popping out of the screen. I don't know. It was weird. I was like, wait,
I mean,
is
there
this
was-
movie
there was-
supposed to be in 3D?
There was a lot of
I mean,
stuff.
everything's red and blue.
well, because there's a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of like him in pictures and then him like leaving pictures, so that I think just plays well in 3D
Yeah,
in
true,
general.
true.
And then there's a lot of like him at the end of a hall with like sped up shots of him like chasing the kids down.
And they do some interesting camera work a lot when they show him where like everything's kind of shaking around him, but
Yeah.
but he is like his motion isn't blurred to fit with the shaking around him, and the camera's kind of moving, but he seems like
completely
still, even though I don't know, it's hard to explain, but when you see it, you'll understand
Sure.
what I'm saying, and you probably would have noticed it regardless. But yeah, I'd say go check it out.
Yeah, all the
I mean,
kids
that's
do,
what my doctorate is in.
Yeah, all the
Things shaking on screen and what isn't shaking.
all the kids do a great job. I think like all the acting was well done by the kids.
Yeah.
Like, go check it out if you're interested.
Worst part? Can you tell me a worst part without spoiling?
Oh
anything?
yeah, I already told you the worst part. It was the lead kid spending the last act of the movie talking about how the only way they can beat him is if they stick together and they can't separate, because that's when he like singles them out. And then literally the first chance he gets to just like to sneakily sidestep away from everybody while they're looking at somebody else so he does it. That part I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I would have liked to see, I mean, I know it's a different thing. I think I would have, it's not really like a worst part of the movie, but I would have.
But in Jaws, I would have liked to see.
No, I would have liked to see them
back.
kind of become friends with the homeschool kid a little bit earlier. And just kind of like develop that relationship a little bit more. He just kind of like feels shoved into the group.
He does, but I also think that was kind of part of their group, because the same thing with the new kid. Like, he's just kind of shoved, and same with the girl. Like, they're all kind of just like, oh hey, you got made fun of this dude too. All right, well
and I think
let's hang out. Like
I think it might feel a little not as natural. Well, because like with the homeschool kid. It's like they get him and they're like, hey, what's up? And then like, also this clown thing, and he's like, I've seen it too. And it was just like, whoa, okay, so we're there already.
Yeah.
You just don't understand the bond.
So
the bond of the
James
clown.
Bond,
Junior, James Bond Jr.
Oh shit!
What
do we got, Steve? James Bond Jr. Who are you casting?
I mean, there was a
Who's the
cartoon.
villain?
There was a cartoon show called James Bond Jr.
Oh, so you're not original?
No, I played the shit out of that SNES game. I rented it several times.
Him beating that woman means he has a crush on her, just like in the real James Bond movies.
Exactly. So
Yep.
I don't know what else did I say we were going to talk about on this episode. I guess we'll just slide right into those DMs that we sent to
Kenzie.
Kenzie
Jenkins.
Yeah, and so we did a little. Charlie put on a little contest. He had tickets.
God, I really hope her last name's Jenkins.
He had tickets to. It's Kenzie Jenkins.
Okay.
He had tickets to a little thing out here in St. Louis called the
Way Back Point Fest.
Yeah, and in order
it's like
to give them away,
Point Fest, but way back.
No shit, in like the boonies.
No, like the
way
way
back
machine.
in the woods. And his contest idea was to make fun of us. And so
roast me.
Yeah.
Should have done a honey roast where they have to give you comments.
And anyway.
Nope.
So she commented, and we liked that she actually kind of went in on all of us. And Charlie,
Steve didn't get a pass on this one.
So I don't. We have not heard whether or not she went or if she enjoyed it. But so Kenzie, if you did, let us know. But I have here what she said in case those. By the way, this was on the Facebook page. We mentioned in the past episodes how to enter this thing and everything. Mm-hmm. So I will read these all out. She has them sectioned off. I think we've all read them previously.
Nice.
Yeah. Steve,
it's hard to read them through the tears.
Well, Steve, that's what that second half of paper is that I've noticed. It's just all like counterpoints that you've made.
Yeah. I have exhaustively found contraindications to all of the things that she said.
So she said to me, the word bush. Hold on. Tyler, the word bush just isn't that funny. Grow up and find something that is actually funny to talk about. And, I mean, yeah, you got me, I guess, but I laughed when I read that.
Me too.
When I read the word bush, I laughed, so I guess that means
to be
wrong.
fair, the use
got her.
To be fair, the use of bush has been waning in more recent episodes, but I have a distinct feeling that it's going to have
and that bush should be waxing
instead of waning.
I feel
that was a great moon
really
joke.
No, but I have a feeling like there is going to be a stark resurgence at this point.
And then Charlie, just making up random stuff unrelated to the movie doesn't make it funny. It has to be related to something to have impact. All of your proposed sequels are just nonsense. I think that last sentence, I don't really.
That first part, that's totally fine. A lot of what I say is absolutely stupid. But then I went back and listened to that. I gotta say, my sequel to Caddyshack 2 is more relatable to Caddyshack 1 than Caddyshack 2 is.
I would agree that second sentence didn't need to be added. I think that
one's some bullshit. Do you remember my movie? It was.
You're like going into like he's gonna be picked up by aliens.
Yeah, but it still revolved around Chevy Chase's character.
I guess that's true.
and then golf.
And then
galactically.
And then she said, "My personal favorite, Steve, stop trying to play the victim. You act like a kid,
bitch." And that's me calling Steve that one.
You act like a kid being made fun of on a playground and running away to tell the teacher. Suck it up, nerd. Oh, man.
Did you pay Tyler your dues to be on the podcast this week? Cough it up.
And we're going to have to binge it. Wait, no. Lift you up by your feet and shake out the money.
You were going to say bend you over.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
She used my greatest defense against me. She's like a word judo artist.
Yeah, but I mean, she still didn't get me at all, so... Because we all know I'm hilarious and the favorite.
I just think once I
that is all true.
I think once I just mentioned Dianetics, her brain just probably kind of went away because that a lot of people don't fuck with that shit. So
yeah, I mean once you, it's like those memes where you see the brain that's really small with no activity. And well, you're the one with the big multi arms, and that's just mentioning Dianetics.
Dianetics and blackwashing Chevy Chase to play Tiger Woods.
Oh,
I
forgot about that part.
That's it. So it's like Caddyshack 1 sequel, enjoying Caddyshack 2, thinking Caddyshack 2 is related to the first movie, making Caddyshack 3 where you blackface Chevy Chase and something about Dianetics. It's just it's just above the wavelength of different minded humans. It's not your fault,
Yeah, I know. I just need to bring it down.
So she won the contest of making fun of us.
But thank you for your roast.
Yeah. Thank you for participating. Thank you. Michael Bell also participated.
Yeah.
But he really only made fun of me, and he told me something that everybody texted me in the morning.
that your dad texts you in the morning.
Yeah. So thanks both of you guys for commenting and participating in all that stuff.
And those of you who didn't, you should get on that. It was, It would have been. I would have loved just a stack of comments just making fun of us.
It's free shit.
Yeah, I mean, continue to do it.
Just unprovoked. Find my actual Facebook page
and message you
and do nothing but spam it.
Cyberbully you.
I've seen that. And next week we will be watching Unfriended.
Oh, so good.
I saw that in theaters.
So good.
Is it good or is it?
It's awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
I pretty much in the trailer when that person is putting their hand in the blender.
That's part of the movie.
Yeah, and then they watched it spin around to a beautiful oblivion, dude.
I was pretty. I wonder if they were at Wayback Point Fest. Actually,
I don't know.
Damn, they would have been perfect for that lineup, though.
But yeah, and also, I mean, I will say, we got Mike Bell as well commenting on the post pretty consistently. It's always fun having some interaction with the listeners. So don't be shy to post on the old Facebook, which is Movie Versus Podcast. And
send us pics of Bush.
That's a VS. Yeah.
Please don't.
All the varieties.
The beer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or the band.
Or the,
or
the foliage.
Or the president.
Yeah.
Either.
Or the other
junior or
president.
senior.
Or if you can combine all four of them
into one fucking mega bush.
There might be a picture out there of that.
Oh, I'm sure there is. We're not original. So yeah, what else was there that we? I forgot all my. I should really start writing this stuff down because I have terrible memory. I think that's pretty much.
We should be on stuff we actually like.
Oh yeah, we do that. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay,
Shit.
so
which Tyler, you go ahead and go first.
Oh, me first?
Oh, I can go first.
Okay,
Oh,
Charlie,
Charlie,
you
go
go first.
So I didn't go to Wayback Point Fest because we went to Lou Fest, and I know one thing Tyler and I liked was hearing Snoop Dogg do the verse or do the chorus of California Girls, kind of like sing it. That was entertaining.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's the thing I like.
Okay. What about just Lou Fest in general?
I mean, it was fun.
All right, I'll go.
It was worth the money especially if you get if you can get in on the early bird tickets. And I'm glad to see it growing. And I hope it gets bigger.
Yeah,
and bigger.
I saw Run the Jewels, and it was one of the better concerts I've ever been to.
Sweet. So that's probably worth the ticket prices alone.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I am going to go ahead and say the new season of BoJack.
And that's why I let you go first, because without having something to say, I would have defaulted to saying that new BoJack was going to be it.
I'm gonna say that I finished it already, and it was really good. Liked it a lot. Liked that show a lot. Check it out. If you have had trouble starting it in the past, I would say, or thought you didn't like it, I would say finish episode 6. And if you still feel that way, then put it down and walk away.
I think the show's fantastic. I understand that a lot of people have a tough time getting into it because it's a weird concept. Like a lot of people, I know people that didn't get into Family Guy because of Stewie as a talking baby.
It's too highbrow.
Yeah, it took them a while to get into that show, and then at that point they still couldn't get into Futurama. And I feel like BoJack Horseman is like a similar situation to Futurama. And it's really good. But once you get in there,
I think the problem is too. It starts out. It feels just like another cartoon show. But then after that half, it really starts to show what kind of show it is. It's not just like, oh hey, we're animals that can talk, and we're with humans too. But yeah, really good season. And also, I want to check back in on the stuff that I like from a few weeks ago, about a month ago now. It was the new Manchester Orchestra album, and I want to say that it is still my favorite album of theirs. So that wasn't just.
That would have been way better if you're like. It turns out it's really a piece of shit.
Only listen to the old stuff.
Yes, but do you have one that works though now?
Not a vinyl. No, they've sent me 2 that both have been bad.
Have you contacted them about
Yeah, but they're on tour right now, so I doubt I'm gonna get.
Those
fucking selfish.
Yeah. I'm seeing them next week. So
just hold up both of them. Just shake your head, disappointing.
Steve, what do you got?
So, it's a movie that the new one's coming out soonish.
Star Wars.
It should be about a week from this episode coming out, and it is not Star Wars. So I'm going to talk about the first one, and that is Kingsman.
Oh yeah,
The Secret Circle. The next one's coming out. It's going to be just a fun. It's just a fun, ridiculous movie.
I will see that with you if you want.
I'm down. I'm sure. I don't know when I'm going to see it, but
we don't have to make plans right now.
Anyway, but yes, I do want to see it, and I would be more than happy to have company. But yeah, the first movie
for once.
Yeah, just once. The first movie I think is really good. It's kind of like almost kind of like a spoof on like James Bond and the spy movies, but the action's great, the jokes are funny. It's just a real fun, ridiculous movie that a lot of people didn't see coming.
The ending is maybe a little
much,
maybe a little out of left field and kind of a little much, yeah. But other than that,
yeah. But I'm real excited to see the next one, and I'm sure they're gonna do just as much with. I'm really excited to see. Spoiler alert! If you haven't,
I've never heard of that movie.
Yes. No. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Kingsman yet. Check out now, but I'm really excited to see how they get Colin Firth back into the series. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think that's that big of a spoiler because in even the first poster for the movie, they revealed that he was.
I know, it's kind of a low stakes spoiler, but I still just in case because the movie's not that old.
So other than that, I guess Steve. You were actually on a different podcast recently.
Oh, I was.
You bastard.
I'm cheating on you. Mm-hmm. You've been cucked.
Ooh,
you got to tell me
I
first,
liked
then
it. Steve?
It's the first time I've used that phrase and not like...
Cluck-a-lucked.
Well, no, it was still ironic.
So, Steve, you were on Three Wise.
I was on Three Wise
Radio, and on that, you can add to the list of why we call you a nerd because you talk about how you ordered a CD from
Yes,
eBay
yes, I did.
that had manga, but it was Japanese manga, and somebody whited out all of the bubbles
All the
and
Japanese
typed
text.
over American text.
Yeah, it was very early. It was like right when Naruto was coming out, and
I
like,
didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. If you were joking or not.
No, I didn't make that up.
Okay.
He
Well, I
heard,
thought
he
you were
heard me
just
from
going
the,
somewhere.
No. So what it was?
I
it
haven't
was,
finished that yet.
He legitimately bought that off of eBay.
Did he talk about it on the episode?
Yeah.
I'm like halfway through.
Well,
right
it was.
now,
Well,
so-
it wasn't my. It was like me and my friends all kind of went in on it. They bought it for like $20, and then we all kind of gave them like
Steve,
$5.
after he had a pizza baked at Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Steve, that's a compilation of body pillows with faces on them and figurines.
No.
Those
No,
aren't
it
real
was-
people. You can't say they're your friends.
No, it was real people, but no, it was a CD. It was a CD where it was like all of the comics of Naruto
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
And at the time they hadn't been completely translated in English by like the proper channels. So someone who was a fan of it took all the comics, scanned them, whited or basically put text boxes over the Japanese language, and then typed in English for like everything.
That would take so long.
Did he reverse he or she? Did they reverse the pages so you could actually?
Yeah, because they just mirror the panels.
There you go.
Did they translate it themselves or?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Well, no, because like early on in like the manga, like, and even still now in a lot of certain animes, there's like this big fan culture of people where they just get together, and there are scrubbers which just go through and edit out all the text, and then people who go in and translate the old text to put in the new stuff so that they can just get it out. And then there's fan subbing of people who just listen to anime and watch it and then like type out the subtitles for it to like release it to people.
Wow.
Like I said, fucking nerd over here.
I would argue that's more impressive than like old people transcribing the Bible over and over again, thousands.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
thousands of years ago
it's
or
just
whatever.
people who really enjoy it and want other people who enjoy it but don't know how to read Japanese or speak Japanese.
But you sure knew how to turn Japanese. Ooh.
I really think so.
That song,
I
turning
really,
Japanese, I really think so.
think
It's
so.
talking about, fucking
I'm
jizzing in
unfamiliar.
your little
By
jimmies.
the I can't remember. I don't know who it's by.
Sure.
I want to say it's the Vapors.
Yeah, it's
I forgot. It is
It's
my
not
ringtone.
it's like it's a racist song because it means like, his eyes are like squinting or something while he's
God.
jizzing.
I honestly don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure that's like what it came out in the fucking like 70s or 80s or something.
What?
It
Who
wasn't
is it? Like Steely Dan?
yeah, it's actually John Lennon.
Oh God.
I could be completely
lot,
wrong about
Yoko.
that, but I could have sworn that I saw.
Positive it's not John Lennon.
No, there used to be a show on like VH1 or MTV where they would do like.
I love the 80s.
No, it was what was this song about, and they would like do different
okay.
songs, and it would be like, well, here are the
Like pop-up video or?
No, it was a show where it was just they would play a
Okay.
song and then they'd have people talk and they would like list a couple theories on what everybody thought and then what it actually was. So this could have been just
I
one
know
of
what you're talking
this
about,
could have just
yeah.
been one of the theories they listed about the song.
And it's the only one you remember.
Hey, yeah. Well, and also because they did "Coming in the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins.
Yeah.
And like that one, it's
Say
like
no more.
well, that one it's like that one it's like obviously it's about somebody drowning that he like. There's really no subtext in that song. You just have to read the lyrics.
Nah, man. Coming.
Oh my god! I read the CD book, the cassette booklet that had all the lyrics in it, and he was spelling it with a U this whole time. Well, I remember.
I actually heard that song on the way over here today.
Nice. Okay, so is there anything else that we want
Nope.
to talk about?
I do not believe. I can't imagine.
So yeah, go check out 3 Wise Radio because Steve was on it. They talk about anime and stuff like that.
Yeah, we watched the new Death Note that came out on Netflix
Live.
and compared that to like the anime, and then like kind of talked a little bit more about the other animes.
I've enjoyed your commentary on Mario so far as well.
Oh, did you?
Calling him a meatball.
yeah, and you're mad at me for bringing up a theory of a song.
No, he is like that has nothing to do with being Italian. That he's a ball of meat. Mario
Sure,
is a
Steve,
round meat.
Keep backpedaling.
This has just not been my episode.
So yeah, go check that out. It's good fun, and we are also check us out on the socials.
As always,
Movie versus podcast at Gmail, Twitter, Facebook, and yeah, it's a VS, not the word versus. You said that on 3Ys, and I was like, ooh, maybe I should clarify. Also, YouTube, and check out Good, Better, Bad, Bad. Check out Beyond the Blast Doors. Check out Critical Misadventure. Check out, This Film is Lit, which is a new thing from Good, Better, Bad, Bad guy Brian, where he and his girlfriend talk about movies and then the
books that they are based on.
Yeah. And other than that, I guess that's about all.
That's all we got.
All we got. Bye.
Charlie, you were staring into my soul.
Movie Versus is a production of 3Ys Media. For more information, check us out on Facebook.